I want to start off with the dollar because it got to one of my underside targets right here. I'm going to do this today where I'm going to do the review and a look ahead. Specific entries, I'm going to hold off until Monday. I did not reverse on the dollar, but you have to decide now. I was looking for par 50 to 1.5. It got to par 45 here, and you see this gap. It didn't quite fill it before it reversed. So it's a coin toss whether or not we have one more leg to the upside. Keep in mind, I still believe this was just a bear market rally, and we bought it this candle. Okay, so we were there for a lot of the dollar for most of it. Was buying dips all the way up. In fact, multiple currencies that had sell recommendations on that should have worked pretty well for you. That was one here at 1470 in the euro. Okay, there was the long side, the yen that we traded from negating the throw under was a big trade to 146, went right to target. Here we are again at 146, and it's possible that this is going to be about it. I'm not going to take a shot at the end here because for the week it still looks had a good week. So no major commitment. So tune in Monday for entries. I believe it's going to be on the short side of the dollar, looking for some follow through to the upside in the dollar and to the downside in euros. So we stopped at 112. That was the shortest area. I know that we're bouncing here. I still think that we could get, 111 and a half, 111, even 110.50 sometime next week if we get this one final pop up here in the dollar. Cable has been acting better than euro, but I still think we're going to have a chance at 31 and a half to 31 next week. We also caught Canada this week, talked about the three drives to the bottom, and it turned. It took some time, but you never really got hurt buying any of these divergences. I pointed out Canada's been diverging since late April, and we finally got our move to the upside. This looks like a little bull flag, and I was looking for 140. So by now you should have taken partials. You could have 150 pips on a partial and then really tighten your stops up if you're just trading for another 120 pips. You don't want to risk, if you keep your stop down here, 120 pips for another 120 pips. It doesn't make sense, does it? So if you want to stay with this, really tighten it up to not get back that much in profits. Put in a tight stop. I still think that there is a chance for 140. We'll see if that happens next week. We had a wild week in the metals where, here's the gold silver ratio. Was this it this week, or we can get another run for a 3 drive, which is my preferred count on this? And why don't I wrap it with really the comeback market of the week? You may think it was stocks, but it's not. It's running into some resistance up here, but crude opened here, and this is the week we had. Are we going to new lows or just pull back? I don't know. I'm staying long the crude. So something else we have to keep in mind that if the dollar's going to peak, we should be looking for something here in the S&Ps for at least a pullback. Even if I'm not a bear looking for a new uh, lows under 4,800 to 45, which is one scenario. Why not get some type of top here? Classic would be they come out of Switzerland with at least the talk that a deal is going to be done. The market gaps up on that. All right, maybe the dollar rallies on that early next week, and then I would try the short side. We haven't gotten up to 5,800, but we're really starting to just grind it here. I do think that there's a minimum, at least a correction. A lot of gaps down here. It's a gap at 5,300 to hold. So even if we're not going to new lows, we could have a correction of this advance. So be aware of that. And the miners got hit pretty hard yesterday, especially some of the ones I'm looking at for potential buys. Here's AG. It was down hard yesterday. Their earnings were good, but they really hit it because the earnings were the day before. So here's my levels. It's down here at 450. That's near the major lows. Um, what's held up much better has been the juniors ETF. Look at the difference between that and this. So if and when AG goes to 450, I'll be looking at SILJ and see where that's at to buy the relative strength. Okay, we also had a hit in Fortuna. I'm not ready to buy that yet. And then here's Endeavor. I don't think I have this line drawn, but I think there's potential for maybe even something like 2.5. Let's draw this out. So I have some return lines that we'll be working with, something like this. So it does say that we could have a new low and trade under $3. So it's not really that far away from these targets getting hit. Um, one other thing I want to talk about is NVIDIA would be uh, my preferred short, maybe even Apple next week. Apple is just recovering from, well, yeah, this initial sell-off that we had last week. Maybe there's going to be a chance up here again. I still think Apple has a shot to go to 150. You have confirmed lows here. So Apple really has the more negative chart. NVIDIA, I've been talking about for a few weeks that I want to sell it up at around 124. That's right where the 200-day comes in. So we'll see if we could get that next week. There was some positive action in semis this week as the president adjusted tariffs on semiconductors. So that's a wrap for the week. We've done very well trading counter trend in the dollar, and don't let that slip away. It's kind of an ugly day. So it's very possible this was it. I'm going to wait till Monday to see what happens. I mean, Canada's holding up pretty good for a weak dollar, isn't it? So I think 140 is could be a layup. And that's a wrap for me, everybody. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. See in the room at TradeGateHub. I do have an interview lined up next Tuesday with Peter Goodburn, who's an elite Elliott wave analyst. He'll be with us Tuesday. Have a great weekend. And remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Maybe I said it already. There's never anything wrong with repeating something like that. So have a great weekend, traders. Warriors, do your work over the weekend. Let me know if you're able to capitalize on this counter trend move and how you did in the dollar. And we'll take a look at things next week and lay it all out on the court for you as well. We'll do it all over again.